Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mattel DC Universe Classics Wave 6. This is figure 1 and the variant of Mr. Miracle. We're having a look today at Dr. Impossible. Hey, come here for a second. Want to hear something funny? The other reviews that you've been watching of the DC Universe Wave 6, funny story enough, those reviews are over 2 years old. I know, they're 2 years old. Spot finally got around to finishing these reviews. So even though you probably have watched, I believe the last review was Dr. Miracle. Dr. Miracle was about 2 years old. That was me 2 years ago. I feel like an insurance company commercial. Hey you. Hey, you look like me. I am you 2 years later. How's everything going with your life? Pretty good. Anything I should be aware of? Well, there is going to be a disastrous relationship that you're going to be looking forward to. Oh, really? I think you probably should tell me more. No. I'll just wait. I don't even want to spoil it. I'm just going to wait. Anyways, 2 years later, we're now going to be finishing up the rest of this review. It's somewhat funny how we can start in one place of life and finish in another. Well, we're going to be continuing our looks at the DC Universe Wave 6. A big gap of time, I know. Dr. Impossible, as well as all the other DC Universe Wave 6 figures, all come with a collect and connect piece to build what, you might ask? To build, turn around, Calabac. You can buy all 5 to build your very own collect and connect Calabac figure. Of those figures that Spot has reviewed many moons ago, we have Killer Moth, we also had Shazam, and Mr. Miracle. The variants would be a regular Superman. Also, there is the Kryptonian suit Superman. There's Hawkman, and then, of course, Dr. Impossible. Dr. Impossible also gets his own read-up. Biography says, who is Dr. Impossible? On the surface, it appears to be a dark mirror image of Mr. Miracle, where Mr. Miracle is aided in his fight against evil by a personal supercomputer known as the Mother Box. Dr. Impossible accomplishes his evil deeds with the help of his Father Box. Dr. Impossible claims to be Mr. Miracle's brother from Apocalypse. Origins aside, Dr. Impossible remains a formidable foe and disturbing flip side to the powers of Mr. Miracle. What powers does he possess? Well, first appearance, let's get to that in a second. First appearance, Justice League of America, Volume 2, Number 1, September 2006, real name unknown. His occupation is Super Escape Artist, base of operations unknown. Special abilities, Escape Artist, Technology Expert, which is pretty much on par with, I believe, what we had for Mr. Miracle as well. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. Yes, I am going to be resuming the rest of these series of reviews for Wave 6. Certainly when we come back, we're going to be resuming this with our look at Dr. Impossible. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Yes, so where were we? Well, for starters, I'm zooming in right now. Dr. Impossible does come with one of the legs of Calabac. There is the leg right there. Fear not, this is also a duplicate in the sense that I already have both legs. There he is returning 2 years later, Calabac. I already have technically the one Ninja Turtle leg. I think I said that at one point. I kind of chuckled to myself realizing that even 2 years ago Spot would come up with something like that. But there's his Ninja Turtle foot, a duplicate. I don't really need him. We're just going to move that aside. Calabac is still 2 pieces shy of a completed figure. Don't worry, Spot, we'll get to that. You won't have to wait another couple of years before you see the rest of these reviews. Oh, no siree. Anyways, moving that away, let's have a look at Dr. Impossible. He's actually a nice figure. He's probably one of those figures that maybe reading comics now, you might think to yourself, who is this guy? I know I've certainly been out of the scope for comic books for the longest time. Haven't really followed the New 52. That's where we are right now. What? New 52? What happened? By the way, that's my 2 year ago self asking that. Yeah, he's an interesting figure. I would say, if anything, he is one of those figures where you picked up the variant, perhaps likely due to the fact that you picked up the whole wave, and you might have already got this guy right here. This would, of course, be his polar opposite. This would be Mr. Miracle. The figure shares the exact same body. Exact same body. Right all the way up to, zooming in, right, there we go. Zooming into even the faces. The faces are the same. The body's the same. Even the little pieces connecting his cape are the same. Back of the cape, same as well. Samesies across the board. The one thing that Dr. Impossible does not have, luckily enough, is he doesn't have the loose head that poor Mr. Miracle has. That figure's head, 2 years later, still has a very loose head. Spot's going to have to do something about that. But the figure as a whole works, I would say, relatively well. To be fair, there's not really a lot going on with him. Coloring-wise, he's nice. He's got the black going on here. He's got a little bit of purple going on in the chest and in the lower legs area. As for his face, even though despite the fact that he is just an exact copy of Mr. Miracle, I would say Dr. Impossible in his own regard actually is still a relatively good figure. I find the coloring of his cape lends to clash a bit with the overall paint of the body and whatnot, but still alright. It's not bad. He's got some sheen, it looks like, in his gloves and also in his boots. Does not actually carry anywhere else in the rest of his body. The rest of his body is a matte black, and unfortunately with some matte black paint surfaces on figures, especially when you apply a secondary coat of something, in this case the purple, it kind of just bleeds in with itself. There's no real defining line of, even like a close-up here, you can see there is no real clean-cut line from where the detail on the figure has ended and the rest of his costume begins. I think had they only given him the sheen, would have probably drew out a lot of those details. Suffice to say, I do like the cape. The cape is a nice length. I suppose if you had some customizing abilities, maybe if you puttied over the mouth, you could ultimately make yourself a relatively good DC Universe Spawn figure. Wouldn't really take all that much effort. You could even somehow turn these into skulls and even paint that as a chain. Boom, bada bing, bada boom, you would have yourself a Spawn. I don't know if many collectors who actually picked up this figure. If you are one of those, by all means let me know down below. For me, I again picked him up sadly just due to the fact that I picked up the rest of the wave. I would not say he's a bad figure, but just for me, I like Mr. Miracle. I'm going to bring in once again. I like Mr. Miracle because I might have mentioned this during his review, but I had pretty sure I had the Mr. Miracle Superpowers figure. So for me, it's kind of just like reliving my childhood again. And for me, he's a core member of the Justice League at the time that I was really reading it when I was younger. Dr. Impossible, on the other hand, I don't know. He's just, for me, he's a bit of a, I hate to say, he's a bit of a cash grab for just a simple, we need to come up with a variant. What can we do? Who can we repaint? Well, we've already got Superman. We've repainted him and retooled him. What else are we going to really do? Well, there's no one else really in the line that we can make use of a variant to. Oh, yes, we can. We can take good old Mr. Miracle right here, and we'll just repaint him into a character that is pretty much his polar opposite anyways. Why not give him a variant? I think many collectors likely pass to this figure. He's not bad, but I definitely don't think he's somebody that you could have wanted to pick up, or really should have needed to pick up to complete this set. Luckily, you don't need to get him to get the other rest of the pieces to put Calabac together. By the way, in the way of his articulation, it would be the same as the other Justice League or other DC Universe figures in this line. We have a ball-jointed head. I'm very relieved at least this head is not loose like Mr. Miracle over there. He's got a pin and socket shoulder, rotates back and forth. Again, the swivel in the bicep, bend in the elbow. He has the rotation in the hand. He has the upper torso bend as well as the rotation in the waist. And you guessed it, forward and back, out on the legs, rotation in the thigh, bend at the knee, bend in the foot. There you have, my friends, I was going to say Mr. Miracle, but you do have the negative opposite. He's right up there with Negaduck and Garth from Knight Rider. I think every character deserves a evil twin. I don't know if necessarily as a collector we deserve this evil twin. Nice enough paint, but I just feel like he's a thrown together reason to give us simply another figure, and another figure that really doesn't even be needed to complete, of course, Calabac here. I'm going to give Dr. Impossible here a 6.5. Well done, but just a figure we really don't need. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at yet another figure from the DC Universe Wave 6. Spot's now 2 years later down to the road, and we're going to have a look at the rest of these figures. So certainly stay tuned for that. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.